Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I wanted to do is I want to talk about the Michigan sign stealing allegations. I've already made a couple videos in the past, kind of talking about it, how it kind of led up, the breakdown, all the different details. And then here recently, I made a video talking about how they were saying they were going to possibly maybe ban Michigan from national championship appearances in the future. But then it was like the second I posted that video, it's like boom, news break. Everything went to shit, and like Sherrone Moore now is being talked about as being the lead candidate for the whole sign stealing. Apparently he was the one helping Connor Stallions, and then it's all this stuff with Jim Harbaugh and a bunch of different coaches, people involved with Michigan University are going to be getting level 1 violations from the NCAA. There's been reports about Sherrone Moore deleting text messages, emails. Like I said, Jim Harbaugh, he's still saying that he was not involved. He had no clue about any of this bullshit happening, but it seems like he did. So pretty much a rundown of what I wanted to do in today's video. Number one, I want to talk about all the info, kind of break down everything that kind of happened, go over all the news. We'll go over all the info, like I said. And number two, pretty much just react to it as a college football fan. And also, if you don't know, I'm an Ohio State fan. So kind of give a little bit of perspective as to what I think about the whole thing. And ultimately just kind of give my opinion on what do I think about the punishment that could possibly come out of this. What do I think about how everything's being handled. And what I would do probably if I was react to this and if I was involved with the NCAA, how I would punish the University of Michigan. Now, as always, all for Michigan you're going to be seeing on screen whenever it comes to tweets, links, anything you see on screen. I'll put a website link to it down in the description below. So if you want to go check out anything you see on screen for yourself, feel free. But I'm going to go ahead and get straight into this. If you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, as you can see here from this article, it says here Sherrone Moore is the latest Michigan football staffer to be drawn into the program's sign-stealing scandal, and he might be the next coach to face discipline from the NCAA for his role. Now, it does say Moore could face a suspension and show cause penalty for allegedly deleting 52 text messages with former Wolverines analyst Connor Stallions, a level 2 violation on the same day. In October, media reports indicated that Stallions was the man behind an illegal off-field sign-stealing operation. And then it goes on to say here that Moore is just one of 7 staffers from Michigan's 2023 national championship team that is accused of violating NCAA rules. Now, when it comes to how they got the text messages, it says here Moore's deleted texts were later recovered through a, quote, device imaging, quote, and he, subsequently produced them to enforcement staff, quote. And apparently Sherrone Moore is actually not Mr. Good Boy. He's a repeat offender. It says here he was suspended for last year's regular season game opener by the school for his role in contacting recruits during a COVID-19 recruiting dead period. Harbaugh, though, received the 3-game suspension, and the NOA became public last week. And now with the way how they're kind of doing their investigation, it's starting to seem like Jim Harbaugh, if he ever wanted to come back to college sports and coach a college team again, he could never do it. As it says here, Harbaugh is accused of once again failing to cooperate due to denying NCAA requests to look through messages and phone records from his personal phone related to the case, which could put him under a show cause restriction if he were to return to the college game. And whenever it comes to the Connor Stallions dressing up in the Central Michigan gear, being like a fake head coach or fake coach, on the sideline there whenever they were playing against Michigan State, if you forget what I'm talking about, I'll put a picture up on screen. But it says here that they pretty much went ahead and they were able to figure out, yes, that was him. That was not just like a coincidence. That was him. Now, how it happened, we don't know 100% for sure. It could possibly come out in the Netflix documentary that Connor Stallions is doing with Netflix. But it does say here the Chippewas, Central Michigan's Chippewas coach last week reportedly fired quarterbacks coach Jake Costner, who was previously a student assistant with Michigan for 4 seasons, overlapping with Stallions. Meaning, if you're wondering how there's a connection of like how could Connor Stallions have even gotten into Central Michigan, right there's kind of a way where he could have overlapped and be like, hey, can you maybe like back out for a game and let me go in there and I'll be the quarterback's coach and just so I can get on the sideline. Now, as it says here from World News X365 from Twitter, you can see it pretty much explains all the information that we already talked about, but it does go on to say with what he's done with deleting text, deleting emails, everything that's gone on with Connor Stallions, Sherrone Moore is looking at 100% a level 2 violation, possibly a level 1, which is obviously the most serious. But the thing that gets even more interesting is they're trying to go after Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, he was asked about this in press conferences with the Chargers about like, what do you think about the whole thing and the NCAA trying to come after you? And his response was very funky. It was very weird. It wasn't like, no, I didn't do it, or yes, I did it, or I can't talk to you right now. I have lawyers involved. It was like he was trying to say something, but I had no clue what the fuck he was saying. Now, I'm not the only one who said it. Paul Feinbaum, he talked about it on, I think, ESPN's Get Up. And he was even like, sometimes I don't even know what the hell Jim Harbaugh was trying to say. Now, for all the people that are going to be like, this is bullshit. This is Michigan against everybody. Everybody's just trying to break down Michigan. This right here, it's an Ohio State fan. I will give you that. This is an Ohio State fan. But he does put it out there, and he basically says 52 deleted texts by Sherrone Moore, 58 games scouted. That's 58 total games that Connor Stallions was driving around, and they were helping. Apparently, the news is that Sherrone Moore kind of helped Connor Stallions go to these games, get involved in these games. Double money from Sherrone Moore and Connor Stallions, put their bank accounts together, I guess. They can go and get Connor Stallions into these games to go around scouting and recruiting. And they also say, it says here, this was known about from the top down. There was no just one person involved. This was not just Connor Stallions. This was not just Sherrone Moore. But this was a collective effort. Jim Harbaugh knew. He knew about this. As we see, Harbaugh was 49-26 at Michigan. A good record. Don't get me wrong. If you were anywhere else besides Michigan, if you were at a school besides Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, like the top Notre Dame, the top tier programs, if you were anywhere else, they would give you a fucking multi-million-dollar raise. But with that record being at Michigan, he was on the verge of being fired. He could never beat Ohio State. Things were getting to look a very little slim for his future there in Michigan, and he was down to one option: cheat. I'm guessing Connor Stallions and Sherrone Moore or somebody came to him, probably Connor Stallions, came to Jim Harbaugh and was like, I have an idea. Maybe they already started to kind of go around scouting other teams, and they had the signs, they had the signals, they knew what they were doing. They were ready to, like I said, cheat. It kind of came down to just, hey Jim, do you want to do this? We can help you save your job. We can help you win, and we can dominate. And I'm guessing somewhere in there, Jim Harbaugh said, sure, let's do it. Because what did they do? 40-3 after Stallions went ahead and helped out. And a lot of those wins are now going to be tainted because, like I said, you cheated. Now, when it comes to the people, like I said, there's Michigan fans out there that are trying to make it be like, oh my God, you guys are coming after us. This is bullshit. Why are you all so butthurt? Like, you're just mad we won the national championship. Imagine if Alabama did this shit and was cheating. Imagine if Ohio State did this shit and we were cheating. You guys would be on our asses. You'd want us fucking hung. But all of a sudden, it's you guys that are the ones cheating, and you're just like, no, it can't be. Like, we would have never cheated. Don't you find it kind of suspicious that at one point, for 5 or like I think it was like what 4, 5, 6 seasons in a row, you were just constantly, you were good, but then there was a few times where it was like you were mediocre. You were 8-4, 9-3. Sometimes you were 11-1. Sometimes you were 10-2. Like, you had good seasons, but you also had some bad seasons. You were up and down. You had some good years. You were close to beating Ohio State sometimes. And then it was like one day, just boom, you were like at the top of the mountain. The 2021 season, you lose that one game to Michigan State, and then you go to the rest of the way and you beat Ohio State. You get to the Big Ten title game. You win the Big Ten title. You're in the playoffs. And what do? You shat the bed. You shat the bed against Georgia. 2022. Okay, let's bounce back. Let's see what you can do. You go back, you beat Ohio State again, you're undefeated, you go win the Big Ten title game, and you're there. You're ready to go. Okay, TCU, easy challenge. But you shat the bed again. The game against TCU is the one where it's like, I don't understand how you lost it, because apparently you were stealing signs, unless you just didn't expect TCU to ever make it there, and TCU just came out swinging, and they swung every punch and connected on every single one, apparently. And then, like I said, 2023, again, undefeated season, but this time you're ready. You play teams that you thought you were going to play in the playoffs. You played the Alabama. You played the Washington. You played teams that you were scouting. The year before, you weren't expecting to play TCU. The other year, Georgia, I feel like they were just so good that year, so dominant. You just didn't think you were ever going to have... You thought this was the fact that you were stealing signs, we were going to be able to take care of them. Georgia came out with the fucking Thanos hammer fist and just punched you in the ground. The weird thing about Michigan is this. You cheated. I think we can all agree on that. Here's the thing I want to talk about with this team. If you steal signs, yes, that's cheating. That should be 100% agreeable by everybody. There was a time whenever we were trying to say, like, stealing signs? Well, everybody tries to steal signs. But the lengths they went to, people, the lengths they went to, you have to fucking look at this. Now, when it comes to how I would punish them, the one thing I could say right now, Jim Harbaugh, that dude that's up there in LA or over there in LA coaching the Chargers, never again is he allowed in college sports. I'd be afraid of, whenever it comes to NFL coaches, to let him be up there. I would be scared to death playing him because it's like, how do I know he's not cheating right now? When it comes to Sherrone Moore and Connor Stallions, like I said, I've already talked about this in my other video here about a week ago, or however long ago it was, whenever it got posted. He is never allowed to touch, be near anything to do with college football. Hell, sports in general. Get him the fuck away from sports. And when it comes to Sherrone Moore, I honestly would probably say just suspend him for half the season. Suspend him for half the season. Give him a fine. Give the university a fine because they knew. I've already said it multiple times. And when it comes to a punishment like this, you need to put the hammer down. You need to make sure every other school, and it goes for everything, not just college football, college basketball, college baseball, every sport, hockey, lacrosse, field hockey, everything, volleyball, you name it, golf, I don't care what the sport is. You make them know. You go to these kind of lengths to steal signs, to cheat, to recruit, scout in ways that you should not be allowed to. You are going to be punished in the most serious way. Because that way these people will know, shit, we could try this kind of cheating way, but if we get caught, I don't want this shit to happen. I can't afford to pay that kind of fine. I don't want to be suspended that many games or that that long. You need to make it known to these athletes and these coaches. Don't fuck around. The NCAA is watching. If they find out, you're fucked. And my last little thing, like I said, I'm a Ohio State fan. So to the Michigan fans out there that are probably going to be like, oh, Ohio State fan, cry, baby, cry. Buckeye fan, cry, baby, cry. Fuck you, number one. Did you beat us a couple times? Yeah, you did. But you know what? I'm going to chalk it up to you cheated because you probably did. 2021 season, I almost kind of want to just give you that one in the past because it's like, yeah, maybe you beat us. But then again, it's like Connor Stallions was around. You probably did cheat. 2022, same thing. You cheated. And then this past season, I would say this. This past season, you didn't probably cheat too much. You probably cheated a little bit. But Connor Stallions, the whole news was out, so you probably couldn't cheat as much. And also, we changed our signs around. That was like an actual beat. You guys actually beat us last year. I'll give you that one. 21 and 22, no, that you didn't beat us. You cheated. 23, I'll give you that one. But I'll see you in 2024 though. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think that Jim Harbaugh and Sherrone, Connor Stallions, all these guys should be fined, suspended? I've seen some people out there saying they should be put in fucking prison. I think that's a little bit too harsh, but whatever your opinion may be, what do you think their punishment should be? Should they be punished, not punished? Do you think it's going to be a level 2 violation, level 1 violation? What do you think about the news? What do you think of how do you think it's all going to break down and kind of settle it out? How do you think it's all going to go? Leave a complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified so I can post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.